Hello, lovely. I am sitting down at my desk with my fresh cup of coffee, and I am delighted to share this week's episode with you. First off, how are you today? I'm doing good. I'm feeling calm and delighted. I worked out with a hubby this morning, and it was so refreshing. It was a challenging workout, but it was totally worth it. I feel alive. And that lines up perfectly with what we're going to cover today, how endurance plays a role in your routine. Recently, I posted some photos of making my breakfast and lunches on Instagram. There were some chickpea salads and some protein pudding, which if you've never had or heard of protein pudding, please check out Eating Bird Food on Instagram. She doesn't even know I'm shouting her out right now, but her recipes are so amazing and she's so fun to follow. Her foods are so fresh. Yum! Okay. But when I posted the photos, I had a response from a lovely. She dropped a DM in my messages and she said, "You make it look effortless." She loved the recipe. And I thanked her, but I really was thanking her so much for sharing that point. I said, you know what? Thank you for saying that, making it look effortless, because you know why? It's not. It's not effortless to make food and chop the salads and mix up the pudding. In fact, sometimes the powder gets everywhere and it's hard to stir. There is effort involved. So the last thing I want to represent in the community for Lovelies is that what I do is effortless. It is not. Women have success not because it's effortless, but because they approach the effort as worth it. So sometimes I'm excited to make my salads and my pudding, and other mornings there's a slight twinge of, like I don't want to do it for a hot second. But here's the key that I want to share with you about that mini moment. I know I'm going to do it anyway. So pause here with me for a moment and tell me, what do you think about that? Having an experience where you're initially thinking, I don't want to do that, or, oh, I have to put that together, kind of like unmotivated, but knowing very solidly you're going to do it anyway. On a scale of 1 to 10, how possible does that feel? Is it empowering to know that it's 100% possible for you? Yesterday, while coaching a client, she was celebrating this very thing. Oh, it was amazing. She shared how she was so proud of the progress she's made. For years, she's been trying to align herself with a schedule that includes her priorities and goals, but has found it a struggle to stick with. Plus, it wasn't fun. As a perfectionist, she was putting tons of pressure on herself. You know, the all or nothing thinking we pile on our shoulders. I have to be doing it perfectly or I'm failing. Hand raise. She was expressing how she is now living in the schedule and routine she's always wanted and loving it. So I invited her to join me on an upcoming podcast to express more of her story because she's so inspiring. So hopefully she says yes. But in the meantime, here's a little bit about what her experience was like. I asked her after she was sharing her celebration and we were just, really going through how she's accomplished this and what it was like for her and her before and after. I asked her, what skills have you built up? This is what she said. Endurance is probably a big one. The self-motivation, that was a new concept to me when we started working together. To go from not even knowing it was a thing, she put motivation in a category of a fleeting feeling I couldn't control. I had no control if I was motivated or not. It was just something I either had or not, and I had to deal with that. Motivation almost comes after you start. This is what she's learned. She said, if you can wrap your head around that and understand that you have control, it becomes less uncontrollable. So many women feel completely out of control of their motivation. You can create it for yourself. Yes, lovely. Amazing. Picture that being your testimonial. So how do you fall in love with your schedule like that? How do you make a schedule that's filled with your priorities and things that you want to do that you've been dreaming about, that include all the things that are important to you, like caring for the people you love and volunteering and working hard and resting, all of it. How do you fall in love with your schedule? This is what we accomplish in my program, so I won't get too much into those details here. Definitely schedule a consultation if this is resonating with you, and we will go over that program so you can get started. But here are some key factors to know. What you want to do, that's not a part of your schedule yet or part of your routine yet. What you want to do and you see others doing might look effortless, but actually it requires endurance. It might appear to be effortless when you see others doing it until it's something that's part of your routine. Then you realize it's not effortless, but it's totally worth it and enjoyable. So starting something new will come with a combo of excitement and a challenge. Step up to it. Women have success by stepping up to a meaningful challenge. It builds endurance, and endurance makes you stronger. Another client a couple weeks ago asked this very question that we're covering in this episode. How does endurance play a role? She was sharing that becoming her own boss has come with some unexpected challenges, but she's not letting that stop her this time. So I wanted to really mark that for her, that was endurance she was building. She's building a new level, a new baseline of endurance. So what feels like a challenge, something that has been a challenge for you in the past, that felt like a roadblock, now becomes part of your routine. And you create a new baseline of energy. You create a new foundation of energy. A perfect example of this is weightlifting. If you haven't lifted a weight before and you go for a 10-pounder, it's gonna feel heavy. It is heavy. But after starting with the one pounder, 1, 2, 3, doing some reps. The 3-pounder, let's go. The 5-pounder, ooh, this is a challenge, but I'm getting it. The 8-pounder, you see yourself making the progress. Then the 10, you're doing it and it feels so good. It's so worth it. Eventually, you're upping it to a 15-pounder. The challenge builds the strength. The challenge builds the strength. So if you're feeling lethargic or unmotivated in your routine, or your routine's not including the things that you say in conversation that you really want, it's going to require intentional action. Taking the action, doing what you planned, and acknowledging that that action is making you stronger. Also, as a sidebar here in my program, we also take a look at what's in your schedule, because there's a balance of quantity of tasks in your calendar and quality of tasks. There is a balance of both. And sometimes it is too packed. Sometimes the circumstance is you have too many things you are committed to in this season of life, and it's not time for all of those yet. So we look at that so you're able to really determine what's going on. And other times, your day or your schedule will be full of things that you want. This is the very season in your life for them. And by increasing your endurance, it becomes energizing to follow that schedule versus overwhelming. So that's what endurance produces. That's the role it plays in your routine. So expect that new habits feel like effort. They are. If they don't appear or feel effortless, that's not a problem. It doesn't mean you're doing it wrong or that others have some inside quality that you're missing. Building endurance is a skill. Self-motivation is a skill. Skills are learned. They don't have to be gifted to you. In fact, in a session, one of the Lovelies shared how she wished at first she had a magic wand she could just be waved over her and she would have the routine she wanted with no effort. It's so good, right? Don't you desire that and crave that? I know I do sometimes. But is this something you're wishing for? I encourage you to change your wish. Go for endurance. Practice for endurance, not a magic wand. I pray for this regularly. Please give me the strength that's required to build endurance and let me step up and do it. And it works, and I do. I'm not asking to take the effort out. I'm not asking you to take the effort out of your schedule. I'm saying to you, go for endurance, step up and do it. We can make things simple without them having to be effortless. A great episode about that is Keep It Simple, Not Easy, which you absolutely have to listen to, and I will link that in the show notes. But overall, lovely, endurance is a muscle. It will keep growing. Things do get easier to a degree. And sometimes they do feel second nature. Many times your routines become second nature, but they still require effort. Don't wish for effortless. Go for endurance. You'll be so in love with your routine and it'll be filled with your priorities that you'll appreciate the effort you're doing so much. You will value the effort you put in. If this resonates you and you want to love what you're doing and be refreshed by a schedule filled with what's important to you, schedule a consultation. We will take the very next step to make that a reality for you. It's already possible, but we'll make it a part of your week now. Schedule your consultation at MissChristieWilliams.com. That's MSCHRISTIE Williams.com. And then click on Work with Christie. Have the best week, lovely. Go for endurance. Please tag me at Miss Christie Williams on IG to share these episode gems. And I'll see you next time.